Welcome, everybody, to our new episode of Three to the Rescue. For those watching us on YouTube or listening in the podcast in Spotify, we are three independent Thermomix advisors based in Cork in the south of Ireland, and we have the pleasure to interview different people that we have met during our Thermomix journey, sharing with them their stories, their ideas, and their passion for cooking, and of course, cooking with Thermomix. Today is very pleasure for me. I'm very excited to introduce you to the two co-founders of the fantastic event, Thermovention, Julie Allen and Carmen McEneany. How are you today, ladies?
Hey, guys.
Fabulous. Saying hi from Australia.
Hello. Well, for those of people that don't know you, okay, and what Thermovention is, let's give them a little bit of information.
Okay, so Thermovention was born about almost 6 months ago, and it was one of the crazy ideas. I'm a kind of a crazy ideas girl. I'm pretty good at the crazy ideas stuff, and some of them stick, and this one did. We were deep in lockdown, and I actually have worked for Thermomix for 9 years. I became a consultant 10 years ago, earned my Thermomix, and became a team leader, branch manager, area manager, and finished my career with Thermomix as the state development manager for Queensland. So very much invested in the training and development of the leaders for Thermomix in Australia, which was a job I loved. But I really just decided to run away with my husband and travel Australia in a caravan. And I, you know, again, it was a bit of a leap, but I have not regretted it. We've had a fabulous adventure. And we have no plans to stop. We want to keep doing this forever, or for as long as we can. But I so missed the Thermomix community and all the friends and all of the, I don't know, I just made a family. I really did think that my Thermomix community around me and all of the people that I'd trained and worked with were like my family. So to walk away from them was really tough, and I missed them terribly. And in lockdown, I was trying to reinvent myself and create a nomadic style of life where I could be a digital nomad. You know, I'm 57. It's not too late to reinvent yourself at that age. I thought, well, I'm a quick learner. I can study. And anyway, one day I was on a virtual course. They talked about virtual conventions and how popular they were, especially with lockdown, because, you know, people could no longer go to a convention. And I just had this blinding flash of, oh my God, we've never, ever had a convention for Thermomix owners. You know, I'd been running Thermomix conventions for Thermomix consultants and advisors for many years, but we'd never had anything that we could offer an owner. And then I thought, my gosh, this could be global, because our Thermomix community is a global community. And so my intention from the very beginning was to communicate and connect Thermomix owners with the people who are influential or are particularly passionate about their Thermomix, to help a Thermomix owner use and love their Thermomix more. So that was kind of how it started. I thought it was a great idea, had no idea how it was going to happen, but I figured I could learn it, and which is what I did. And then, you know, I thought, who can I partner with that, because it's no fun doing something on your own. It's much more fun when you work together with somebody. You know that. Yeah, you know that. It helps you. It's great to brainstorm, but it's also, it gives me a reason to really make it work when I know that I'm also helping somebody else achieve their goals. So I thought of Carmen, because Carmen's somebody who I trust implicitly. We worked together. I was a branch manager for Carmen as a team leader. Well, we've known each other for 9 years at least. Yep. I know that Carmen has amazing qualities, because she holds me accountable. She's not scared to offer me a different opinion, which for somebody like me, I'm kind of a bit bossy. It's always great to have somebody who will actually say, no, hang on, that doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think it's right. And that's unusual for those of us out there who are bossy. Every now and again, you'll meet somebody who will kind of hold you accountable and help you think from a different perspective. And so that's why I invited Carmen to partner with me on Thermovention. Yeah, and it's been amazing. So, yeah.
Yes, it has, from day one.
We've created this amazing
community. which is only going to keep growing. Yeah. And I just feel so blessed to be a part of it. Like, can you imagine getting this crazy phone call from Julianne? When she rang me, she went, no, and I was trying to take it all in. And at the end, she goes, it sounds like a lotto ticket, doesn't it? Like, or something like that. Crazy idea. But I loved it. As soon as she told me the idea, I just knew that it was a fabulous idea, because I love the idea of helping people use their Thermomix. For someone not to be using their Thermomix, it's heartbreaking. Like, it's nobody puts Thermi in the corner. People say to me, oh, will I use it? And I like to say, do you eat? And they go, yes. I go, well, you will use it, because for me, you should be using it for everything. So to help people get the knowledge, what more could you want?
Yes, and I think that was one of the good things I saw on the Thermovention, that it was hosted only a couple of weeks ago, that you cover such a variety of diets that you were able to help people from all around the world, because we know the videos were all recorded, all the sessions, which it was great to be able to watch afterwards. But most important, there was something for everybody, wasn't it? That you cover all the different main dietary requirements, normal diets, give them ideas, even having the likes of Noni with exercise as well. I really like that.
Yeah, and we know that, your Thermomix journey takes you from a place where you can come into it eating just everyday food, but in part, as you journey with your Thermomix, you learn so much about food and nutrition, and you become a healthier eater. Thermomix can be used for good and evil. We know that, but the majority of people learn so much when they've got a Thermomix, and they learn to eat healthy food, food cooking from scratch, and they can also, they become a part of a community that wants to help others. So if you've got a Thermomix and you've got a friend who is celiac or has a nut allergy, then you've got the answer to their problem at your fingertips. And so of course you want to share that knowledge as to how they can create great food but remove the things that are troublesome to their family. So it was important for us to cover every aspect and to help people grow in their knowledge, so that if they were somebody who was celiac or somebody who was struggling with a nut allergy, that they could come to us and find out who it was that they needed to follow. So that was the connecting part. If you're sitting back going, oh my God, I'm celiac and I have no idea where to look, then you could come to a Thermovention event and you would be able to meet somebody who would be able to take you on that next journey and lead you to places that you never imagined you could discover.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to ask, actually, because the list of collaborators on Thermovention, the ladies cooking, and is impressive. Like, you had the likes of Noni, of course, Jo Whitton. I'm just looking at the list here because I don't want to forget anyone. Of course, Janie Turner, she's my Thermomix mother. Let's put it that way.
I love it.
She's amazing.
Of course, Nicolene from Skinny Mixers.
Yeah.
Very, very, very impressive. But how did you get them on board? That's my question.
Well, that was really interesting. We had a wish list, didn't we, Carmen? We actually said, okay, when we look at our most popular influencers, who could we possibly want? And we wrote a list, and we had a dream list of 12, and we got pretty much every single one of those people to come on board. Yeah. And we just rang them up and we said, this is what we want to do. We want to connect you with the Thermomix community. We want to be of service, of value, because that was the thing that I missed, was being of value to people in the community. Yeah. I want you to grow your community. I want you to grow your social reach. But I also want our Thermomix owners to grow their knowledge. So surely the two can work together. And we, everyone just went, yes.
We were so blessed. It was, couldn't have asked for better, really. And it was just so amazing. We were just so blessed, really, weren't we, Julianne? We were just so grateful, and it's exciting for people to see someone that they love and watch them do something like that. Like someone like Nick, this is the first time she's ever done a video like that, and like for her followers to see her, it was fabulous, and get to chat live with Jo and get to meet Noni and get to meet some of the low carb girls that we had. It was just a blessing. It was just fabulous.
And I love the fact that you use the 3 Thermomixes as well, that everybody were showing the 3, so it covers all the clients as well.
Yeah.
We didn't want to leave any Thermomix out because we know it doesn't matter what number it has on it, it's still of great value in your kitchen. And to be honest, even if you didn't have a Thermomix and we had owners of other brands, again, we aren't going to discriminate because they are following the same path. They're using that same style of cooking, and one day there'll be a Thermomix on their bench.
Exactly.
I'm sure. We have that belief.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you also had people from head office as well. I know Rachel from the recipe development team. She was also sharing tips. Which I thought it was that, excuse me, it was really good to see the variety of options. And if you had a TM6 or you have a TM31, you were able to learn. And from so many different people that have so much knowledge. I really love it. Okay.
That was a great session.
It was a really good one.
It was a really good session. So many, Carmen probably has more knowledge of this, but so many people chose to upgrade because they watched that session and really saw the value in the new modes. So it was a terrific session for anybody who was considering upgrading.
So what about for people that missed it? Okay, they couldn't watch it. Where can we watch it?
Well, you can watch the replays. That's the beauty of the event is, and it was such a valuable resource that we wanted to make it available ongoing. So you can definitely go to our website, www.thermovention.com.au, and there'll be links there to we've got a binge and chill pass. So you can either watch it at a great price over a shorter period of time, or if you want to chill and take your time and watch the replays over and over and over again and cook along with people like Nicolene from Skinny Mixers and Thermo Baxter, then you can pay a little bit more and have 6 months access to all of those videos. So we're hoping to cater for everybody's needs there.
Yeah, and the lucky ones that got to go first, there was a lucky winner that got a Thermomix, which I thought it was a fantastic prize.
But
our intention is every Thermovention there will be an opportunity to win a Thermomix. So our very next one is coming up. We're putting the plans together now, and hopefully the tickets will go live hopefully by the end of this week for our Thermovention Back to School, Back to Work, which kicks off towards the end of January. So the 18th of January, we're having a kids cook along because we want it to be all about helping kids learn to cook with the Thermomix. So we're doing a kids cook along on the 18th, and that's a free event. We really want as many mums, because it's school holidays here. So we want, mums to have an activity that the kids can do safely in their kitchen and cook something to help fill the fridge or fill the freezer, getting ready for back to school. And then on the 19th and 20th, we're having a 2-day event, which we'll have some new voices and some of the familiar voices from Thermovention. We've got a couple of really great new people to introduce you to. One lady from, what's it? I keep getting the... Yes, the root cause. So the root cause, if you look for the rootcause.com.au, Belinda Bell has a passion for connecting children with healthy eating and especially their lunch food, because she's been studying for a number of years the food in children's lunch boxes and how soul destroying that can actually be when you really investigate it. And so her passion is to get healthy food into kids' lunch boxes and using the Thermomix. So she's actually going to be working with Noni, who everyone loved from Thermovention 2020. And Noni and Belle are coming up together with a program for getting kids to cook with their Thermomix to create healthy lunch
I'm going to be there with my daughters. I tell you.
Oh, fantastic. We can't wait.
Love it.
That's something we have done, actually, a couple of lunchbox challenges or recipe classes where we use that thing. And it was always one of the most successful because, as you said, Julianne, sometimes it's difficult for mothers. What do I put in the lunchbox? What are they going to eat? And
what will they eat?
Than me.
It's one of the hardest. You hear it like, if I had $1 for every Facebook post I saw at the end of last week saying, thank God no more lunch boxes for the next, I don't know how many weeks. Like
7 weeks.
7 weeks. Like that, it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to feed your kids good food and have to struggle with it every single day to make that happen.
I agree with you.
So we have in January will be for back to school, back to work. What other things are coming up in the future from the Thermovention ladies?
Wow,
we're pretty excited about the next one. What's the next one, Tom?
the one after that's going to be our International Food Thermovention. So this will be around the world. This will be global. So we want people from all different nationalities to come on board. And so we're going to be doing lots of international type foods for that one. So that's going to be so fun because I know we're going to learn heaps at that one. And then we're also looking at a gluten-free kind of keto-ish healthy one down the track, aren't we, Julianne? Maybe later in the year.
Yeah, and possibly a raw and plant-based, which is really in vogue at the moment. Huge. We know that the vegan and plant-based is a really big growth spurt for food trends. Yes. So that's something else we're exploring. And then, of course, at the end of next year, we'll do a Thermovention 2021, where we bring all of our favourites back and we do another great event with all of our favourites as we did last year or this year. We're not quite over it.
I know. It feels like
we're sliding into the end.
You are getting me excited, actually. And something that I really, really liked about the first Thermovention is how, we had the opportunity to see, as you mentioned before, Julian, people that we follow anyway. We have been, cooking with their books for years and reading their blogs. And for example, I follow Jo Whitton on Instagram. We actually had the pleasure of interviewing herself 2 weeks ago. And I already kind of know her kitchen because she's always showing her kitchen on Instagram. But just to see all the others, it kind of brings, they bring the person closer to you. So it's easier to relate to them and feel that you can cook the same. You don't need to kind of be a special cook or have an amazing experience. You just need to follow their indications because they are the experts and have a Thermomix, and then you can do anything.
Yeah. Absolutely. But Desiree, you know what? All of those people, all of those great influencers, Skinny Mixers, Nicolene and Joe with their 200,000 and 300,000 Thermomix followers, they started as a Thermomix owner. They started as one person in a kitchen with a Thermomix and they didn't know how to use it, just like so many people out there. So I think that anybody can start there and grow. And that's what this community is really, really committed. That's what I love about the Thermomix community is we are really a sharing, caring group of people who are genuinely interested in supporting other people, lifting them up to succeed. I've really, it's very, very hard to find something else like that in the world. So it's something that we should be really protective of and also really promote. But I also know that there are lots of other people out there around the world who are the Joe Whittons and the Nicolenes from Skinny Mixers. They're our future presenters. And so we'd really love them to reach out to us and share their passion and share their knowledge because that's what will make this a global community.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And they're also amazing. That for sure.
Yeah. They're also generous with their time and so giving and so genuine. Like they all genuinely want people to learn and they all genuinely want people to love their Thermomix. So, and I think that shines through. And I think that's why people are gravitated towards them because they are so real. Yeah. Yeah. So I love that.
So if we look at, we are all here Thermomix lovers, but one tip, Julianne and Carmen, that you would give to someone that is thinking about or has already a Thermomix that for you is the best one, what would you say?
For me, I would say become a consultant or an advisor because for me, the Thermomix business offers even more than just your Thermomix on its own. Like it just takes it next level because number one, if you can't afford to buy one, you can earn one. There's no better way to learn how to use your Thermomix than to become part of that community of a Thermomix consultant. Even if you only stay for however long it takes you to earn your Thermomix, you'll learn so much. You'll connect with people. You'll make lifelong friends. It changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. The personal growth that you learn as part of that Thermomix business is priceless. So that's the one tip I would give you. If you've got an inkling, or you've got the time, or you've got somebody who will support you, like Sarah and Desiree and Carmen, just jump in and give it a go. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great timing, Julianne. because we are actually recruiting like crazy in the south of Ireland at the moment, because we need to start our branch soon. So thank you. That was great timing. How about you, Carmen?
And branch manager was my favorite role in the whole of the Thermomix business, because you do create something very special. You'll create a community in Southern Ireland. It will be extraordinary. I can't wait to talk to you about it in a year or two.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes, I agree with Julianne, but I also love to say to people that when you invest in your Thermomix, make sure you love it and use it for what suits your family. I find people buy a Thermomix and they have the mentality of, because they've spent all this money, they had to cook everything in their Thermomix. Well, you don't. You need to do what suits your family. And I like to say, you've got a car, you're still allowed to take the bus. So to start with, if you still want to buy a jar, if you want to still buy a jar of bolognese sauce to use in your bolognese, that's okay. If you want to use what suits your family, and as you gain more knowledge and more confidence, you will start doing more and more things. But it's okay to start at the beginning and just love it.
That's a great tip, Carmen, because I have had customers over the years, and I still do, that they buy the Thermomix with a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and then they feel a little bit deflated at the beginning, because that's exactly the problem. I think that's what I say to them. They put themselves under too much pressure. So they are
absolutely.
I'm so sorry, I'm still buying the Dolmio sauce, but I know that I have a Thermomix. I feel so guilty. And I always say, don't feel guilty. I mean, don't let that guilt stop you from developing your knowledge of Thermomix. So you bought Dolmio because you're still learning how to make the most of the Thermomix, and you still obviously have to feed your family. Go with the Dolmio, and over time, you will learn how to do it even, very, very quick, and you won't need Dolmio anymore. But you don't need to put yourself on that situation from day one. That's a great tip.
It's so true. And then it becomes the white elephant in the room they don't enjoy, because they put so much pressure on themselves. So you've got a car, you're still allowed to take the bus.
Good. I love that. I'm going to use that analogy, Carmen. I'll be mentioning you in my demos.
That's great. So we have a last question for you, ladies. Is this the last question, Sarah, or do you have something else?
No, that's the last one.
We always finish our interviews with the same question, so we're going to ask it to both of you. It's a little bit of we're going to kind of force you to time travel a little bit. So starting, for example, with Carmen, thinking about that Carmen 10, 11 years ago that didn't have a Thermomix, but that, was thinking about it because she was hearing about it. What would you say to that Carmen now, in hindsight, with all your experience and knowledge?
Wow, let me tell you my Thermomix story. So I first saw a Thermomix in 2006 when I'd had my very first child. And at the time, there's just no way that I could afford to buy one. I went to quite a few demos and quite a few cooking classes. Nobody asked me if I'd like to buy one, and nobody told me I could earn one. No one said anything. So I then left it. I left it for 6 years. And then 6 years later, I reconnected with someone who said to me, "Have you heard of a Thermomix?" And I went, anyway, she bought one and lent it to me. And then I was like, oh my goodness, I can't live without one of these. I still couldn't afford one, waited another year or so, managed to get some money together, and finally bought my very first Thermomix. I just wish I had found a way to join earlier, but I didn't. But just invest. It is such an investment. This isn't something you're purchasing for yourself. This is an investment in your whole life, in your whole family, and your time and your health. So just do it.
Good. Great point. How about you, Julianne?
Yes, well, I would say that I would encourage you to take that leap and not listen to people who might be trying to stop you from purchasing, because there'll be people who, will give you their advice, or husbands who will say, we can't afford it, or blah, blah, blah. And I can still remember very early on in my Thermomix career, a woman ringing me, and she was a lead, and she said, I don't want a demonstration. I just want a Thermomix. I don't want a demo at all. I just want you to drop it off. And I said, well, no worries, we can work something out. But why all of a sudden have you made this decision? She said, my husband, I just caught him sneaking a boat motor in under the house. She said that was a $3,000 boat motor that he didn't even tell me about. And she said, I've wanted a Thermomix for 5 years. And she said, and I am not waiting any longer. And, you know, husbands justify stuff all the time. The men have no problem justifying machinery that will help them do things. My husband's looking at me across the table here, wide eyes.
It's true.
But it is true. But you know, you have to take that leap and know that you are doing it not just for you. You are doing it for your family, and you're doing it for a long time, not a short time. And that all you need to do is make sure that you do use it. Don't feel pressured. Take the time to learn how to use it. And that's what, you know, that's what all of us are here for, to help you learn to love and use your Thermomix more. So just do it. Don't wait.
The kitchen's your tool shed, so you need the best tool.
You do.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. It's true. Or, you know, some people, they buy golf clubs, or, you know, and I mean, golf clubs are great, and motorboats are great, but a Thermomix will definitely change your life and help you to feed your family and yourself better. So it's definitely the best investment. And then on top of that, there is people like us who will make sure that they make the most of that investment. So, you know, it's a no-brainer, as we say in Ireland.
Yeah, and you join a community as well, and we are seeing it now. Like, we are here in Europe early in the morning in winter talking to the two ladies in Australia in summer in the evening time. So how cool is that? It will give you opportunities that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't joined these journeys. So it's a great opportunity, and it's great to connect as well with you ladies. I want to really thank you, because it's a pleasure to be able to see what Julianne said, a crazy idea. Well, Julianne, I hope you have a lot of more crazy ideas, okay? And go for them, because I really enjoy it. But before we even finish, if people want to find you, where do they have to go?
So they can look for us on Facebook. So Thermovention on Facebook. We're on Instagram as well. Our website is www.thermovention.com.au, and the links on that website are to our platform, where you can watch the replays, our binge and chill passes for Thermovention 2020. But also where in the next week or so you'll see our Thermovention back to school, back to work. So again, that'll be a great one to kickstart 2021. Get into some good habits.
I'm going to put the 18th of January in my diary, and Desiree, we're cooking together with the kids, and we'll do something. Well, ladies, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you in the new episode of
This is lovely.
Rescue.
Loved it.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for having us.
Speaking about what Sarah was saying before about community, I have known you for 45 minutes. I now feel that I have known you all my life.
That's how it works. That's the Thermomix community.
Good for you to know me.
Thank you so much. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye, everyone.